Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is the Immunity Podcast, and we talk all about natural health, immune support, and the science behind supplements people are buzzing about. Now, today's video is going to be really interesting, and we're diving into a compound called monolaurin. Some people swear by it for cold sores, herpes, shingles, even Epstein-Barr virus. But what does the actual research say? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know what monolaurin actually is and where it comes from, what scientists have discovered about how it interacts with viruses, how it compares to prescription antivirals, and whether it's worth considering as part of your immune support strategy. And quick reminder, this is educational only, not medical advice. Always talk to your doctor before changing your treatment plan. So let's start with the basics. Monolaurin is a compound your body makes when it digests lauric acid, which is found in things like coconut oil and human breast milk. Researchers believe this compound helps protect infants from certain microbes early in life. Chemically, it's a monoglyceride, basically a fat molecule attached to glycerol. What makes monolaurin interesting is how it interacts with certain types of microorganisms, especially those with a fatty shell, what scientists call lipid-coated viruses and bacteria. Now, here's where it gets cool. Lab studies, and we're talking in vitro and animal models, show that monolaurin can disrupt the lipid membranes of these microbes. And imagine popping a bubble. That's sort of the effect it can have on these fatty envelopes. These envelopes are what viruses like HSV-1, HSV-2, shingles, and Epstein-Barr virus all share. So at least in the lab, monolaurin seems to weaken their structure. For example, a 2023 study found monolaurin had antiviral activity against Seneca Valley virus, another lipid-coated virus. While that's not herpes, it does strengthen the case that monolaurin could affect similar types of viruses. So what does this mean in plain language? For cold sores, HSV-1, and genital herpes, HSV-2, the lab research looks promising, but, and this is key, there are no human clinical trials yet that prove monolaurin can treat or prevent outbreaks. For shingles, VZV, again, same story. It's a lipid-coated virus, so monolaurin is relevant in theory, but we don't have clinical data showing it works in humans. For Epstein-Barr virus, EBV, same pattern. It's lipid-coated. Lab studies suggest monolaurin may interact with that type of virus, but it's not an approved treatment. So the bottom line here is monolaurin is not a cure, but some people use it as part of a wellness or immune support routine. Now let's compare this with antivirals you've actually heard of, like acyclovir or valacyclovir. Prescription antivirals work by blocking viral DNA replication. That means they directly stop the virus from making more copies of itself. These drugs are FDA approved, backed by years of clinical trials, and prescribed specifically for herpes viruses. Monolaurin, on the other hand, doesn't touch DNA. Instead, it appears to break down the fatty outer layer of viruses. At least in lab experiments, it's sold as a dietary supplement, not a drug. That means the evidence is much lighter, mostly test tube and animal studies, not large human trials. Here's a question people often ask. Can I replace my prescription with monolaurin? And the answer is a hard no. You should never stop or replace your prescribed treatment with a supplement without medical guidance. That said, some people do take monolaurin alongside their medication under professional supervision. The idea is complementary support, not substitution. Research on this is still limited, but it's an area of growing interest. What about safety and long-term use? Prescription antivirals are usually taken for specific periods, sometimes daily for suppressive therapy, but always under a doctor's care. Monolaurin, being a supplement, is sometimes taken long-term as part of general immune support. It's considered relatively safe, but dosage and duration should always be discussed with a healthcare provider. So to wrap this up, Monolaurin is a fascinating natural compound with decades of lab research showing potential against lipid-coated microbes, but it's not a replacement for antiviral therapy. At best, it's a possible complement to a broader immune support lifestyle alongside good nutrition, stress management, and medical guidance. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who's curious about natural immune support. And let me know in the comments, have you ever tried monolaurin, or is this the first time you're hearing about it? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.